everyone, welcome to the top 10 list. Here's my top 10 favorite Billy Wilder movies. Yes, Billy Wilder is an amazing screenwriter, an amazing film director, and he has an amazing filmography, so I thought I'd very quickly just give my top 10 personal favorite Billy Wilder movies. Alright, let's get to it. Here's my top 10 favorite Billy Wilder movies. And for a top 10 list, you gotta have your honorable mentions. My honorable mentions are Love in the Afternoon, Fedora, 1, 2, 3, The Lost Weekend, A Foreign Affair, Ace in the Hole, and The Front Page. All great Billy Wilder movies. Just gonna make the top 10 list, but what did make my top 10 was my number 10. And my number 10 is Avanti. Yes, Avanti it stars Jack Lemmon. I think a lot of people should know that I love Jack Lemmon. I think Jack Lemmon is a brilliant actor. He's a great, compelling, dramatic actor. He has so much range, but he can do really good mysteries and thrillers, Shakespeare movies, and especially comedy movies. His comedic movies are just so good. Like, he is just comedic gold, Jack Lemmon. And this movie is kind of both. It's comedy, drama, romance, and it's fantastic. It's a bit long. It's about 2.5 hours, but it's great. It's likable. It's charming. Jack Lemmon is brilliant in this movie. A very Oscar-worthy performance. I loved him in this movie, and I love this movie just in general. It's just a fantastic movie. Great writing, great direction. It's just a delightful treat, and I love it. I love it. It's just a great movie, and it's my 10th favorite Billy Wilder movie. Coming number 9 is The Fortune Cookie. The Fortune Cookie stars Jack Lemmon, yes, once again, and Walter Matthau. This is probably some of my favorite comedic duos in movies. Jack Lemmon has another comedic duo that I kind of like a little more, but him with Walter Matthau is always great. I love The Front Page. That almost made my top 10 list, but I thought Avanti was just a little bit better, a little bit more clever, a little more funny, a little more charming. But The Front Page is still a great movie. And The Odd Couple. If Billy Wilder directed The Odd Couple will be my top 3, but he didn't direct that movie, but that movie's fantastic. Hands down the best movie with Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon. But The Fortune Cookie, still a great movie, very riveting drama, great comedy, and the two of them are fantastic. They make this movie. Yes, there's a supporting cast and an actress that I completely forget who's in this movie, but Jack Lemmon, Walter Matthau are both brilliant. They give great performances, great comedic timing, and they're just amazing, and they make this movie a delightful watch, and it's fantastic. Coming number 8 is The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes. This movie is hands down probably my favorite Sherlock Holmes movie. I haven't seen a shit ton of the classic ones, but I've seen a good share of Sherlock Holmes movies, like the Downey Jr. ones, last year's Mr. Holmes with Ian McKellen, which was great. I've seen this one, and of course I love the BBC show Sherlock. I think that's hands down the best thing with Sherlock in it, but that's a TV show. When it comes to movies, this is probably my favorite. Yeah, I like this movie. I love the actor who plays Sherlock Holmes. I'll leave it right up there. I completely forgot his name. Yes, I love Sherlock Holmes, how he's portrayed in this movie, and Watson. I love the mystery. I love it's also a romance. I love Christopher Lee as Minecraft. He's awesome. It's intriguing, but it's also really funny. This movie starts off really freaking funny, but then it starts with a good mystery, ends with a good romance, and I just loved it. I wanted to see Billy Wilder do more Sherlock Holmes movies, but he only did the one, and the one he did was brilliant. Coming number 7 is The 7-Year Itch. Yes, The 7-Year Itch is a great romantic comedy that I love. It's great. It's got, of course, has the most iconic scene, with Marilyn Monroe doing the dress thing that yes, Marilyn Monroe is in this movie as the girl. I shit you not, that's her name in the movie, the girl. Yes, you could call that lazy writing, but actually this movie has very clever writing, has good comedy, has a good romance, has a lot of charm and wit to it. It's actually a very good movie and a very delightful watch. I never thought I'd like this movie. I actually watched this movie on Netflix just like a few months ago, like 6 or 7 months ago, and I really liked it. It was really good. I liked the pacing. I liked the characters. I actually was quite charmed by the movie. And the movie didn't look anything interesting or original, and it kind of isn't, but it just works. It works for its time. It came out in 1855, and it was a perfect time to come out. It was a great, delightful comedy that I enjoyed watching, and it's definitely a movie I'd watch again. Who the hell knew? It's a good movie. Coming number 6 is Sabrina. Yes, Sabrina, again, this is a movie that I don't always like these kind of movies. They're these romantic comedies that are very cliched and pretty darn predictable, but For some reason, this movie just works. It's great. Humphrey Bogart is amazing in this movie. You got Audrey Hepburn in one of her first roles. Not the first. It's not Roman Holiday. It's definitely not even as good as Roman Holiday, but this is a damn good movie. I like these characters. I like the pacing. The comedy's good. The drama's good. The romance is good. They even remade this movie in the 90s with Harrison Ford. That was even a good movie. So apparently, if you just make Sabrina, not Sabrina the Teenage Witch, but this Sabrina movie, if you just keep remaking it, apparently it can be done. It's a good story. Even though it's basic and by the books, it works. Maybe it's because they choose good actors and good directors, but it just works. I really love the movie Sabrina. It's a delightful film that I've watched multiple times and I still enjoy it. The more and more times I watch it, the more times I like it. It's a great movie. Coming number 5 is Sunset Boulevard. Yes, now we're getting to the Billy Wilder masterpieces. Sunset Boulevard, amazing. Yes, Gloria Swanson is fantastic. William Holden is also really good, but Gloria Swanson, my gosh, she deserved that Oscar when she was amazing in this movie. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille. Yes, Max! Such a good performance. Amazing. This movie is a great movie about the film industry and also a great movie about obsession and just how creepy and weird this character is. And basically, be careful who you trust. That's also what this movie's about. And I love this movie. It's a great, edgy, neo-noir movie. It's also kind of a thriller in a weird way, a very psychological movie, and a very twisted romance. It just works though. I love how it talks about the film industry. I love these two lead characters. And Gloria Swanson just steals every scene. And Billy Wilder's writing in this movie was amazing. He won the screenplay, but not direction, but his direction was also fantastic. This movie, it's just all in all, is brilliant. Coming number 4 is Witness for the Prosecution. Yes, Witness for the Prosecution. Again, amazing. As you saw in my top 10 favorite courtroom movies, I actually thought this movie would be in my top 3 or top 2, but Billy Wilder has so many great movies. Just, it's hard to rank these. They're hard because he's just made so many great movies. Witness for the Prosecution is a great courtroom case movie, and I love it. This movie is just fantastic. The way it's executed, the way it's paced, and that twist, my god, that twist, I didn't see it coming. It was so freaking good. I mentioned it in my top 10 courtroom movies, so I don't have to go on and on about it. All I gotta say, it's a fantastic film. One of his best, hands down. Coming number 3 is Double Indemnity. Yes, Double Indemnity, another, just a masterpiece of film. This is a noir movie, and I love noir cinema. Like, I love these noir movies, like, Maltese Falcon and stuff, and I love black and white noir films. Double Indemnity is one of the best noir films I've ever seen. It's so freaking good. Amazingly paced, amazingly directed by Billy Wilder, and the 3 lead performances are all fantastic. You got Barbara Stanwyck, you got Fred MacMurray, and Edward G. Robertson. All give Oscar-worthy performances. None of them didn't get nominated for this. Actually, Barbara Stanwyck got nominated, but none of them got really nominated. The 2 lead guys, they didn't get nominated. No wins or anything. This movie was pretty robbed at the Academy Awards. This movie is so good. It's a very thrilling, very edgy movie. I can tell a lot of thrillers nowadays got their storylines from this movie. They're playing homages to Double Indemnity and, of course, Hitchcock movies. But this movie actually feels like a Hitchcock movie. But it's Billy Wilder, a guy who can make delightful comedies, can also make very dark noir thrillers like this movie. It's so freaking good. You're on the edge of your seat the whole time you're watching it. You just want to know how this movie's going to end, how all these character stories going to end, how's it all going to pay off, and it's fantastic. It's so great. I love this movie. Coming number 2 is Some Like It Hot. Yes, Some Like It Hot is just comedic gold. This movie is laugh out loud hysterical. Yes, Jack Lemmon once again, but this is my favorite comedic duo. Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis. My god. They didn't do a shit ton of movies, but they did a few great movies, like The Great Race. Oh, if you haven't seen The Great Race yet, please check it out. It's such a good movie. But Some Like It Hot is their best movie together. This movie is so funny. This is one of the first movies about guys dressed up as girls. Basically, it's these guys running away from these people that are trying to kill them. They dress up as these women. They get on this train. And basically, they go to this beach house and stuff. And they meet Marilyn Monroe, and they're both kind of in love with Marilyn Monroe. But then a rich guy meets Jack Lemmon as a girl, and the rich guy wants to marry Jack Lemmon, who thinks he's a girl and stuff, and Tony Curtis pretends to be this billionaire and tries to get Marilyn Monroe and stuff, and oh god. This movie is just so funny. It's so funny, mostly due to the two lead performances. Jack Lemmon and Tony Curtis are fantastic in this movie. Jack Lemmon steals every scene he's in. It's so good. How this movie ends, even how it ends, it is laugh out loud hilarious. Tony Curtis, his best scenes are the scenes when he's pretending to be this billionaire. Very funny scenes. And he has great chemistry with Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe is even very good in this movie. And this movie is just laugh out loud hilarious. And I just love it. Every time I watch it, it always puts a smile on my face. It's something like that. It's one of the best comedies ever. It's so good. And my number one favorite Billy Wilder movie is The Apartment. Yes, everyone should know, if you know my channel very well, I think most people knew this was my favorite. I've mentioned this a bunch of times, my favorite movies of the 60s, and my Oscar movies. I love The Apartment. I think this is just a very good, simplistic story, and it's really well done. It's so well acted. Fred MacMurray is also in this movie. He's amazing. But the two lead performances are both sensational. Jack Lemmon, yes, Jack Lemmon. Anytime Jack Lemmon does a Billy Wilder movie, it's always amazing. Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine are both fantastic. Their chemistry, their performances, how compelling these two characters are, the way they talk to each other, it's brilliant. It's the heart of the movie, and it's so freaking good. How this movie is written, how this movie is executed and paced and directed, it's just amazing. Everything about this movie just works perfectly. I know a lot of people didn't care for this movie. I know a lot of people thought Psycho was the best movie of 1960 and stuff, but this movie's amazing. I really think it's good. I really actually think it did deserve the Best Picture win. It won Best Picture. A lot of people didn't agree with that, but I certainly did. I think this movie is amazing. It's timeless. It's a classic. It's so good. It's funny. It's deep. It's dramatic. It's powerful. It's got a great ending. I love these lead characters. Everything about this movie is fantastic. The score is also riveting. Everything about this movie is amazing. And it's hands down my favorite Billy Wilder movie. I love it. So yeah, that was my top 10 personal favorite Billy Wilder movies. So yeah, in the comment section below, please tell me, did you agree with this top 10 list? If not, give me your top 10 favorite Billy Wilder movies. Comment below. Let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please like, subscribe to this channel, and join the dark side.